I'll like have that idea or like realize, oh, that's the person I need to reach out to,
it's a
or I
cliche,
should have asked this question.
but you really start with
There was
the
a
people
story
you know
a few months ago
your
now
immediate
about a woman named Sandra Bland.
I think focus is a documentarian's best friend. I'm Iris Yudai, and I'm executive producer of DNTO. I tried to do a count once of how many pitches I'd fielded, and it was in the thousands. It was like easily 4,000. And I know from those thousands of pitches, the most common mistake people make when they're pitching is they pitch a topic. And a topic isn't a story. There's a really easy checklist to know if you've got a focus. You have to have a character, you have to have action, and you have to have motivation. So you have to know who the story's about, you have to know what they're doing, and you have to know why they're doing it. I try to sit down for a concentrated period of time and like really read them through carefully. And then actually what I'm doing when I'm reviewing pitches is I'm going through that checklist. Say, did I find a character in here that was compelling? Did I find an action line in here? What was the character doing? Was there an action line that we could actually capture? Like, when can we go record this thing and what will they be doing when we go out into the field? Well, we just went through a batch of pitches today, and there were a whole pile of them where they were immediately put into the no pile because they had no character. The thing about character is when you're, especially at the pitch stage, is you want to be really specific in the pitch. So some people will pitch a story and they say, I'm going to do a story about a student. Well, there's lots of students. What is going to make me want to listen to this story about this student versus the thousands, millions of other students out there in the world? So then you might say, I'm going to do a story about a student who's drowning in debt. That's a more interesting character, but still, to have a really interesting character, you want to be very specific. So you might say, I want to do a story about Maria Garcia Jones. She spent 8 years getting her PhD, and now she's got a $100,000 debt load. So now I'm a little bit more interested. The second piece of a focus pitch is the action. And the reason the action is so important is because it actually gives you the structure of the story. Here's an action line: I went on a canoe trip. So now you've got your character and they're doing something. But we don't know why that action is particularly compelling. So you might add, this person is going on a canoe trip in one of the deepest river canyons in Canada. So now there's a little bit of stakes because there's a little bit of danger. Then you might add, to make it more specific and more compelling, so-and-so is going on a canoe trip in the deepest river canyon in Canada, and they're redoing a canoe trip that their father did 30 years before. So now I know about the action and a little bit about the purpose behind that action. So we've laid out the three ingredients. You've got your compelling character, you've got your exciting action, you've got your deep motivation. Once you've got all those ingredients, you just put them together in a sentence and voila, you've got your focus statement. So if you want to test out whether you've got this focus statement stuff nailed down, you can try writing one for your favorite movie or your favorite TV show. So here's an example of a focus statement for a movie that I really like. After Twister sends a lonely Kansas farm girl to a magical land, she sets out on a dangerous journey to find a wizard because she's realized there's no place like home.